First step is to start scaling the fish. Make sure you take off all the scales from every from the tail up to the fins, everywhere. After you're all done with that, take off the scales from the fish and rinse them very clean, because after scaling the fish, it becomes very slippery. So you want to rinse the fish off and grab yourself a sharp knife. Now what you want to do now is open the gill plates where the gills are, and you start slicing that part where I'm slicing. Slice all the way down until you hit the gills. And you want to pull back. You want to pull back with that little piece of meat so you could get the gills out. And then you pull hard, but sometimes it's very on there, so you could use a knife to cut it out. Now after that, you want to put your knife in between the two pelvic fins. The two fins in the bottom on the stomach. You spread them and you start slicing right in the middle. But you don't want to start slicing with the tip of the knife, because you might puncture some guts. So you just start slicing, and in between the pelvic fins there's a little bone. So it's very hard to cut through. So what I do, I just put my thumbs in there, and I just open it, and it's easier than cutting through them, and you won't puncture any guts. So after you get through those bones, then that's when you get your tip, and you go all the way back to your anal fin, to the fish's anus. And you want to be very careful not to puncture any guts. So after that's done, you start opening the fish up, and have yourself a bag next to you so you can throw the guts inside. you try to get those gills loose. Sometimes it's just super hard to get them out. So you just try to rip them off and get your finger underneath the guts, and make sure you don't tear the guts, because if you tear them, then it's just bad for the meat. So what you want to do, you just want to slowly take out all the guts, and be careful not to squish anything or rip anything or tear anything. Just open that sucker up. Just, you want to be careful to not break anything. So you just want to get those gills off. I was having a trouble there. I don't know why. I think it's because they were really stuck and my knife wasn't that sharp, as I didn't sharpen the knife before. So that's very important to have a super sharp knife, especially the tip. The tip of the knife, you want it to have very sharp. You want it to be very sharp, the very tip of the knife, because it gives you the ability just to slice the skin of the fish without any trouble. So after you get those guts out, there's like an air pocket, and there's like a skin material. There's no guts inside. It's just like a air inside. So what you want to do, you want to rip that skin off, because it has a weird flavor. You don't want to leave it on your fish, so just tear it off. It's easier if you have some little pliers or something like that, but your fingers would do. So you can see it taken out with my hands. It doesn't have to be super clean, but as long as you get most of it, you'll be good. So after take all the guts, take all the skin off from the inside, you just rinse it off. Make sure it's clean. Make sure you have clean water. It's not dirty water or anything. You rinse the fish. Rinse. Then pretty much there, it's done. You could throw it in the freezer or cook it or whatever you want to do. If there's a little extra skin left over, you could take it off, but it's not gonna make a difference. So it's practically good for the oven or skillet, or you could throw it in the freezer for next week or next month. It's pretty much done. It's that simple. So what I like to do is I like to take some of that blood out. A lot of people don't mind the blood, but if you get that blood out, the fish becomes more, I guess, clean, more tasty. There's less of a fishy smell or taste. You just scrape with your knife, and you just rinse, scrape. Just keep going until you see the no blood left. And that's pretty much it.